Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Skateboard Stories. Today we're bringing you a tape called Fart, or titled Fart, and I was still not really a professional, so I didn't know about dating and logging and things like that yet, so some of these tapes I just put like a word or some random title, keep them separated. This first little footage here is George Nagai at a school in Santa Barbara. Board sliding, actually a pretty high handrail. It's a flat bar down these little wheelchair ramp zones. But it's pretty big. It was like waist high. Yeah, George. And this is like some of the first footage that I ever filmed that was in a video. This stuff ended up in Hellfire Damnation Skateboarding, which was the Church of Skatan's second video. The first video they did was called Who Farted, randomly, and I didn't really film a lot of that. I don't know if I actually filmed anything in that video, but I was in it, and I hung around with those guys a lot, and I worked at the shop, obviously. I was managing the Church of Skatan at that time. This footage here is Jacob Rodrigue skating around downtown Santa Barbara, trying to film a line. Jake and I skated quite a bit together. I probably said that before, but him and I were very close for many, many, many years. We're still close, I just never see him. But, yeah, man, we skated all over the place pretty much every day. This right here is on De La Vina Street, just some random little ledge. He's actually trying to get to this gap down the street here, which he eventually does. It's a gap that people hardly ever skate. I think the ground's kind of rough nowadays, but it's pretty sick. It's like this planter box. You'll see it in a minute here. Jake, man. He's a funny character. He would always yell and scream like that. But all in good fun. He was never really that mad. Classic dude. How many nollie tail slides has he done? Like 20 so far? Jake was always pretty good at switch stuff. He was kind of like an earlier switch skater. I still couldn't barely skate switch at all at this time.
You're ugly, dude. You're so ugly.
That's Manabu. He moved from Japan like right around the time I moved to Santa Barbara, so that was like 90. Manabu moved over to Santa Barbara on a school visa. He was going to school over here, and he just ended up staying and working for Shorty's forever. He was one of the very first, if not the first, Shorty's employee. That last gap, the tile one that Jake tried to ollie right there, that was one that, I don't know if Jake ever did that, he might have, but Mike Vallely had a sick line skating down that street, just mobbing, and he ollied over like, there's a railing right there that's huge that he ollied, and then he came around the corner and clicked that bench, which is really big too. I don't know what video that was in. I think it was some, I want to say it was like a PAL video or possibly a 411. This right here is up by the hospital. I'm not sure if this spot's still there. I think it is, actually. You know, the gynecology. gap. We never called it that. This is another one, though. Jake switched 180s this wall like 100 times. Well, maybe not 100, but a lot.
Oh.
I didn't like that curb, I guess. There's a little early footage of Noe Flores. That's Dave Flores' cousin. And Noe came out from Texas one time and just never left and slept on our couch for like, I don't even know how long. Many months. But Noe's a great friend of mine still to this day, too. He doesn't live in Santa Barbara anymore, so I never see him either, but we're still good friends. Ooh.
You alright?
Yeah, there's a crack right where you land. You can see it. Like, Jake basically starts landing. His back wheel's on one side of the crack and his front wheel's on the other. Or right there, I guess he just landed right in it. But, yeah, that's why he's stacked. That's why I wasn't skating that thing. It's like right where you wanted to land was a crack. I was over it. Yeah, these are all different tries. That's why I put all this in there. I was like, look at how many times he switched 180 to this wall.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Jake, man. Classic guy. Switch manual. See, Jake was ahead of his time on Switch stuff for sure, man. He was skating Switch way before pretty much anyone in SB that I can remember. And that line was pretty sick, but it never got used for anything, I don't think. Some random little bump. This thing, I always wanted to see somebody ollie this double set, but it got destroyed or whatever. It got taken out a long time ago. I don't think the rail was necessarily, well, nowadays maybe somebody could have done the rail, but back then I was sure somebody could ollie that double set. It was huge though, but no one ever did it.
See right there.
This is the Cottage bump defense. This spot was in effect for quite some time. A lot of stuff went down over it. It was super sick. I never really skated. I was kind of scared of it for some reason. The bump was just like a root that kicked up the asphalt. A root from the tree right there. But it was gone for a long time. They put a big fence right there. And you couldn't skate it for years and years. But just recently, it's back in effect. People are skating it again. So get up to the Cottage bump defense. It's a sick spot. You can hear Noe talking shit in the background.
No, he licks balls. He sucks.
That's what you get for talking shit to the cameraman.
Yeah. Mike. Yeah, sucks. No, he sucks balls.
And he broke his board. I don't know if he focused it or landed wrong. Can't remember.
Hey, focus the shit out of it. Don't hit me in the face, though.
Throw it down real hard, I bet you'll break it. Could he be?
Trying to skate it broken.
Eric's bit.
I don't think so. It's all wobbly.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Here. Is it filming me? Hi, guys.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Here.
Back off, Jorge.
Hey,
Sure.
who are you, man?
He just left. Do you want me to tell him to call you?
Say something. Sing.
He'll be back in about half.
So this is the Church of Skatan. This is the original Church of Skatan. Probably just right after it opened, pretty much.
He says, Cállate.
I think Alicia was actually working in there. And look, Tony Bulis made actual church pews. You can see in the background there.
¿Cómo se dice cállate en inglés?
Shut up.
Shut up.
Okay.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
Whose camera is that?
Mine.
My name is Alicia.
Alicia sucks.
This is Morse code. Do
Lisa's
you want to get those or try those on?
Yeah, so Alicia worked there for a little bit. And Noe was just hanging out, I guess. But yeah, original Church of Skatan right here, man. Ooh, look at those.
Wait, I have some for you.
There's a neon shorty snowboard sign right there.
Talking to me?
I wanted to come last night, but Aaron.
Carl Nunez. You're going to see a lot of footage of Carl in these next several tapes. He was on a mission at this time. Jake. These rails are downtown. They're no longer skatable. They put big knobs on the top of them. But they were skatable for a long time. Way later down the road, Steve Olson did a tray flip lip fakie on that rail. I've been posting that online lately. But yeah, these rails were in some PAL videos, I think. Brandon Chapman skating them. I don't remember if any of this stuff. I think actually the backside 5.0 that Carl does, I think it's coming up here, made it into the church video.
Oh no?
No way.
Where's your ball?
Where are you?
Hey, baby.
Come here. Come here.
This is the Courthouse in Santa Barbara, California.
He makes a lot of noises, doesn't he?
Where's your ball?
I don't think he was feeling the camera.
That cost you $10,000.
Yeah. You can see how he in the studio.
The dumb dog was up for a commercial.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, good boy.
Nope.
So this right here is some random skit we were filming. I can't remember what it was for, or if it was even really for anything. But this is a shooting range up in the mountains up behind Santa Barbara. It's Ted Forkwin. You guys might remember Revolver Skateboards. He started that company, I think, along with Jeremy Yap. And that was also our friend Zack Haas. Carl dressed up like Jerry Garcia, and I'm not sure what this was about. I can't remember. For some reason, we wanted to shoot Gary. For some reason, we wanted to shoot Jerry Garcia, so we did this whole skit. But I can't remember why. I don't remember what the whole point of it was. It could have been for one of the snowboard videos or something. I'm not really sure. The thing is I started doing reverse filming right here. And if you don't know what reverse filming is, it's when you think the camera is on, but it's not, or you think the camera is off, but it's on. So it's off and you're like filming the ground and stuff, and then you hit the button thinking you're turning it on, but it actually shuts it off, so you're not filming anything. And that would happen from time to time, especially when I was using the fisheye, because a lot of times you didn't look back through the viewfinder, at least in the beginning. After I kind of figured out what was going on, I would double check it, but for a few years there, it would happen every once in a while, reverse filming. Anyway, so I didn't get the actual part where they shot Jerry Garcia. Hey, whatever, cool. This is Kai Regan and Jacob skating on Upper State Street in Santa Barbara, skating a MTD bench, ripping, skating fast. Jake was always a ripper, man. He still rips. I bet if he doesn't skate for like months, he'd get on a skateboard and still rip. And this is like some random dog training school or something. I don't even know. I know what it is. It was across the street from the bench, so I probably just ran over there and saw these dogs or something.
That's a good girl. That's right.
You can put in a video, like subliminal message, like real quick, like 1 second. Fucking retard. Your hands?
Yeah.
Here we are skating at La Colina. We skate here all the time. I mean, this is one of the spots for sure. La Colina was a meeting place. You go there was always somebody else there skating. You know, we'd have huge sessions and skate there all the time. Went through phases of getting kicked out and not getting kicked out. Some years were different than others. They eventually knobbed the stage, and then people broke the knobs off. And there's the bank in the back, which got a lot of use. Frankie Hill had like a Transworld, some kind of Transworld photo olling over a pallet. There's been some other stuff too. Anyway, this is Jacob, Switch 5-0, Kai Regan, and Manabu, and myself. That's another thing about Jake, dude. He always pulled everything. Like, even if it was sloppy, even if he was about to fall or whatever, he would manage to always pull it. Like, he actually falls in this footage, or I think he just did. But, like, man, he rarely fell. He would always, like, land stuff. He would crop dust shit and, like, land it no problem. His board would be bouncing all over the place, but he'd always roll away. It was crazy.
Who farted?
That's probably where the fart title came from for this tape. Switch 50180. Jake, see, he was ahead of his time. 95. Switch 50180. No problem.
Front side check.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Kai Regan with a little switch backside 5-0, or kind of like a Sesky grind almost. And that's it for that tape. We're coming back soon. I think there's actually a little more footage from that session on the next tape. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Peace.